Hi, this lesson is all about sand and gravel. This humble material, which a lot of us just sort of almost take for granted, is actually crucial for um, Britain and its economy. If we're going to build anything, and I mean pretty much anything, we require good, reliable supplies of the right sorts of sand and gravel. We have a demand for this stuff of, well, including all aggregates, maybe about 300 million tonnes a year, of which 100 million tonnes is sand and gravel. So clearly, this stuff is valuable. It's important to find the right materials um, with the right properties, hopefully, as well, in the right place. Now, gravel, as we know, can be used as an aggregate in concrete and other construction uses. And it is possible, for example, with the use of crushed hard rock, or even increasingly crushed recycled concrete to substitute materials for that gravel. However, the sand isn't reproducible. We can't crush hard rock down to make sand. It's just not economically viable. We can't recycle sand once it gets incorporated into concrete. Concrete effectively becomes another hard rock to be crushed. So finding sources of sand is absolutely essential. Now, most of our sources of sand in this country are fluvio-glacial. These are the eroded fragments of rocks that were eroded from their original locations by the glaciers and then washed, sorted, further eroded down by the outwash rivers from the glaciers. It does mean that a lot of this sand and gravel is located in the more southern areas of Britain, places where more people live. Here in South Wales, our fluvio-glacial sand and gravel is offshore. It's actually in the Bristol Channel. Um, the glaciers in South Wales came down through Cambridge, so there's not much space for the deposition of sands and gravels. But if we go over, for example, to southeast England, there are fairly extensive sand and gravel deposits where glacial outwash was washing down, for example, the current path of the River Thames. So building things requires huge amounts of these materials. We need to think about where we can get them. In particular, where we can get useful quantities of sand. As I mentioned, they're often in the outwash valleys from glaciers, often in the lower lying areas of the country, in the south and the east. That, though, poses its challenges. Admittedly, that's where this material is most likely to be used. But it's also going to be the places where the land is going to be valuable for other things. This is an aerial view of a sandpit in Buckinghamshire. Sand and gravel occurs as relatively thin deposits right at the Earth's surface. Very easy to get at. We don't need much in the way of massive machinery or deep mines or anything like that. But the challenge with it is perhaps finding land where this type of development is suitable, where it's economic. That's not easy. Despite the fact that to build anything, we do need this resource. Once it's dug out of the ground, it does need to be sorted out. The size and shape of this material is what determines its value. If it's too fine, silt, for example, is waste material. It's worthless. It's too fine. Sand grains really important. Gravel of the right strength and generally a fairly even shape is also very valuable. Okay, so to give us uh, a chance to explore this a little bit more, what I'd like you to do now is have a go at the sand and gravel study task. And we'll talk about it when I see you in class. I'll see you then.